So, hi everyone, welcome to StudyIQ YouTube platform. My name is SIBASANKar Sir with you. In the today's session, we will discuss how monsoon is being affected by El Nino and La Nina. That means overall, we will discuss El Nino, La Nina, monsoon, and their comprehensive relation among themselves, right? That means how El Nino and La Nina that affects the weather pattern, the monsoon of India, that we will discuss in this session, right? It would be a session that will have lots of concept, datas, facts, and which is necessary to know every citizens, right? So we will try to understand from the El Nino, La Nina, Indian Ocean dipole, positive phase, negative phase, Walker circulation और the Southern Ocean oscillation as well. So इसको हम different dimensions से cover करेंगे. Let's say. So first we will start with El Nino and La Nina, right? Now, so El Nino and La Nina, what exactly the meaning of El Nino and La Nina? See, El Nino and La Nina, as the monsoon is going on, obviously सबको पता है कि right, as now the monsoon is going on. As the monsoon is going on, so everybody is now, that means will be aware that El Nino seasons, that many times we are talking about case El Nino year, इस साल तो El Nino year चल रहा है तो अगले साल तो ये होगा, right? This is like that. But as we said, okay, this is the El Nino year, right? And this is not El Nino, so basically this one is a La Nina year. एक मिनट just. चलो फिर just a minute. इसको थोड़ा हम पीपीटी से पीडीएफ पे ओपन कर रहे थे, राइट? तो इजी रहेगा. एक मिनट. एक मिनट बस. राइट. Now first of all, we need to understand what exactly El Nino, what is La Nina, right? Now El Nino and La Nina, they are what? They are weatheric phenomenon. They are what? Weatheric phenomenon. So basically, when we say El Nino, La Nina, they are weatheric phenomenon. They are the presence in as what? That would be Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. Now this El Nino and La Nina, they are what? They are basically weatheric phenomena. Where they occur? They occur in Pacific Ocean. In which part of Pacific Ocean? On the both part of Pacific Ocean, right? We will go through right into the Pacific Ocean, and we will also try to analyze the Pacific Ocean point of view as well. Setru madhya ami taku dekhi deba, don't worry, right? So the El Nino and La Nina, basically El Nino means, when in simple word, if I try to understand you, okay, what exactly El Nino, so El Nino means in simple word, it's a what? Warm water. It's a what? Warm water. Simple, it's a warm water. it's a what? Warm water, or you may say warm ocean current. ओशियनिक करंट कहां पे दिखता है? पैसिफिक ओशन. Which part of Pacific Ocean? Eastern part. That would be eastern part of Pacific Ocean. कब दिखता है? When it would be अक्टूबर से लेकर दिसंबर, right? Now during this time this will appear. This will what? Appear where? In Pacific Ocean. This will appear where? In Pacific Ocean. So it would be October to December month, that will appear in your Pacific Ocean. That will appear in your Pacific Ocean. What? That we are talking about this, which one? That El Nino. We are talking about El Nino. So El Nino basically it's a warm water. It's a warm water, right? ये सिंपल जदि कहबा में वार्म वाटर, ओशियनिक वाटर, मास ओशियनिक वाटर कोठी देखा जिवो? पैसिफिक ओशन रे देखा जाय थाए. को पार्ट रे? ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ पैसिफिक ओशन. लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई ड्रॉ द पैसिफिक ओशन हियर, लेट्स से हियर इज योर ऑस्ट्रेलिया, राइट? दिस वुड बी योर न्यूजीलैंड, right? So here is, so that El Nino is a warm current that flows here, right? Peru Chile coast, that would be in Peru Chile coast, that would be in Peru Chile coast. So this region, if the region is having, this is the Eastern Pacific Ocean, if this region is having Eastern Pacific, right? If this region is having warm oceanic current, that means ये El Nino condition, ये होची ताहले कोन El Nino condition. This region जदि एठी warm water अछि, ये Peru Chile coast, here is your what? Australia. This is the western part of Pacific Ocean. That means this is all about what? Pacific Ocean. This is what? Pacific Ocean. Now western part, this would be western part of Pacific Ocean. This is the eastern part, South America. This side is your South America. Here is the Aussies. What? Aussies, Australia is here. So El Nino, that means basically warm water flows here, right? Warm water. But in normal time, this region will have cold water, which we called is Humboldt cold current or Peruvian cold current, Peru Chile cold current. That is also different names you may call it. So basically El Nino, that मतलब थोड़ा बहुत हमने अंडरस्टैंडिंग ले लिया कि भाई ये वार्म वाटर है, करंट है, यहाँ पे दिखता है. कब दिखता है? अक्टूबर से लेकर दिसंबर. इसको दैट इज व्हाई वी विल आल्सो कॉल्ड इज व्हाट? दैट इज द चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राइस्ट. चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राइस्ट. व्हाई चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राइस्ट? बिकॉज जो क्रिसमस होता है ना वो December 25th of December, राइट? एंड दैट इज व्हाई as the 25th of December is celebrated as the Christmas day, in this time ड्यूरिंग द डिसम्बर टाइम यहाँ पे ये करंट दिख जाता है. दैट इज द El Nino, यहाँ पे आ जाता है. इसलिए हम इसको बोलते हैं दैट इज द चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राइस्ट, भी इसको हम बोलते हैं El Nino. El Nino ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? चाइल्ड ऑफ क्राइस्ट. कहाँ पे दिखता है? साउथ अमेरिका कोस्ट. ना व्हेन El Nino जब आता है ना, इस रीजन पे तो बारिश हो जाएगा. दिस रीजन, नाउ वी विल कम्स टू द इम्पैक्ट, राइट? इम्पैक्ट. दिस रीजन, वार्म वाटर मीन्स व्हाट? दैट विल हैव लो प्रेशर. Obviously if warm water is there, then that will have low pressure, so atmospheric low pressure will be there. If low pressure is there, there would be also rainfall. That means this region will have also rainfall, right? तो मतलब यहाँ पे तो warm water है. अगर warm water होगा तो low pressure होगा, low pressure है तो rainfall होगा. That means this region will have what? ठीक ठाक rainfall हो जाएगा, right? यहाँ का जो लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं कि प्रेयर करते रहते हैं, वो गॉड गिव अस रेन, बिकॉज जब लालिना कंडीशन होता है ना तो यहाँ पे बारिश नहीं होता है, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई दे वेट्स फॉर द रेन्स. दे आल्सो प्रे फॉर द गॉड के व्हेन वी विल हैव दैट एलिना कंडीशन, सो दैट दिस रीजन विल एक्सपीरियंस. ओब्वियसली फॉर द इंडियंस, वी इंडियन ओब्वियसली एक्सपेक्ट कि ऑलवेज मतलब सालों साल भर लालिना बना रहे. भाई ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, दुनिया तो गोल है, सर्कल पे चलता है सब कुछ, राइट? इसलिए दिस रीजन right? And that is why this El Nino condition, during the El Nino condition, this region, South America coast, will have or will receive pretty good amount of rainfall. Why? Because of warm oceanic current. As warm is condition is there would be low pressure and the rainfall will happens. On the opposite side, this West Pacific Ocean, this would be what? Opposite side, the West Pacific Ocean will have cooler condition. Will have what? Simple, I would say the cooler condition. The condition would be comparatively cooler. When I say cooler condition, comparatively cooler condition, I means what? It would be your high pressure. It would be what? It will be your high pressure. Comparatively, geography is a comparative study. When I say this region is warm water, that means by default this region, I am comparing this waters with some other water. That is why I am saying इट्स अ वार्म वाटर, अदरवाइज ये भी कुछ भी हो सकता है भाई. तो अगर इसको ना मैं इसके साथ कंपेयर करूंगा तब बोलूंगा कि भाई ये ठीक है, ये वार्म है, ये कूल है. तो ये अगर कूल है तो फिर हाई प्रेशर बन जाएगा, ये अगर वार्म है तो फिर लो प्रेशर बन जाएगा, राइट. सो दैट इज वाई वी ऑल्सो, तो यहाँ से हमें पता चलता है कि ठीक है दिस साइड विल हैव द हाई प्रेशर. दैट मीन्स अगर ये हाई प्रेशर है तो व्हाट विल हैपेंस नाउ इन द मीन टाइम. That means El Nino, what exactly it does, this warm oceanic current flows like this. This is very important, you have to remember all. देखो एठी कौन होची, this warm oceanic current flows like this, like the warm current flows like this, it will flows counter equatorial current, then it will flow from the north to south. So El Nino flows north to south. As it flows north to south, right, ऊपर north लिख लिया, नीचे south. तो अगर if it flows north to south, then after some times this warm current will reach to the Indian Ocean. This warm current will reach to Indian Ocean. This warm current, this El Nino warm current through the west wind drift, इसको मैं अगले स्लाइड पे दिखाऊंगा, right. Here you can see in the normal condition El Nino, right. This is normal condition. Here you can see, here is normal condition, here is El Nino condition. So this would be your El Nino condition. In the El Nino condition, here you can see the warm water. In the normal condition, here is the warm water on the what? That is the West Pacific Ocean. The West Pacific Ocean is warm water. अगर इस साइड, ये आपका बड़ा सा पैसिफिक ओशन है, राइट. अगर इस साइड जो पैसिफिक ओशन है, यहाँ पे अगर ज्यादा गर्म पानी है, इफ मोर वार्म वाटर इज हियर, दैट मीन्स दिस रीजन विल हैव द लो प्रेशर, दिस रीजन कंपैरेटिवली विल हैव हाई प्रेशर, दिस रीजन कंपैरेटिवली विल हैव हाई प्रेशर, राइट. ये तो सबको समझ में आ जाएगा, राइट. दैट विल बी देयर. I mean, if this region is having warm water, that means the region will have low pressure, and comparatively on the other side, this side will be high pressure. If the region is having high pressure, that means the cool water here would be your what? Cool water. Why cool water? Because of the Humboldt cold current, because of the Peruvian cold current, because of what? That is Peru-Chile cold current, you may also say. Alright, this cold current also prevails there in the rest of this region. And as this region, why this warm water is coming from here? Because of your trade winds. Because of your trade winds, these trade winds, if let's say this would be your equator, the trade winds are moving like this. The trade winds are here. These trade winds, they will definitely have the friction over the surface of the water, and they bring the warm water all the way from here. The surface water, because the SST होता है surface water, this warm water comes and pile ups here. And what pile ups here? This warm water is coming all the way from here. The surface, sea surface temperature, right? We call it what? SST. This sea surface temperature जो skin होता है, वहाँ का ये जो सारे water यहाँ पे इकट्ठा हो जाएगा, and that is why the low pressure will forms in this site. As the region will have low pressure, इस साइड पे अगर low pressure है, automatically by default the eastern Pacific Ocean will have the high pressure. That means अगर ये ऐसा condition बनता है ना, इसको हम बोलते हैं normal condition और La Nina condition, और you may say La Nina condition. This is what? La Nina condition. El Nino condition, here you can see, here will have high pressure, opposite here will be low pressure. Here would be your low pressure, opposite. The warm water now coming from here. यहाँ पे जितना वार्म वाटर था वो वापस रिटर्न कर रहा है यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, the moving water from this. So water is returning, water is what? Returning back to what previous place, back to the previous place. Water is returning, ये वापस अपनी जगह पे आ रहे हैं. क्यों? ये सर्कुलेशन पे चलता है. ये सर्कुलेशन जो एलिनो एंड लालिना सर्कुलेशन, ये 2 से 3 साल तक होता है. 2 से 3 साल, every 2 to 3 years एलिना will comes, लालिना will come every 2 to. तो आई वुड से बेटर लालिना ना बोल के बेटर टू से कि every 2 to 3 years एलिनो आता है, राइट. दैट इज वाई सी 2023 राइट, दैट समर, मतलब सबने एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा 2023 एंड 2024. द समर वाज सो हार्श, द समर वाज व्हाट, सो हार्श. लेकिन इस साल देखना समर उतना हार्श है ही नहीं. व्हाट, उतना समर हार्श नहीं है, क्योंकि देयर इज कंटिन्यूअस रेनफॉल इन द समर रीजन. दैट कुड बी थ्रू द कालबैसाखी, प्री मानसूनल रेनफॉल, मानसून भी जल्दी आ गया, राइट. लेकिन ये हर साल नहीं होता है. एंड दिस ईयर वी आर हैविंग ला लीना कंडीशन. दिस इज नॉट एलिनो कंडीशन. हैड इट बी एलिनो कंडीशन तो एक तो मानसून लेट आता और दूसरे हीट वेव्स बहुत होगा, बहुत सारा हीट वेव्स होगा, बहुत सारा सनस्ट्रोक्स होगा. तो ये कंडीशन होता है, राइट. बट नाउ दिस कंडीशन इज नॉट, now there is no such condition. So this is the normal condition or La Nina condition. This is normal condition, or you will call it what, that is, as I said, this is normal condition or La Nina condition. El Nino condition opposite, that would be what, opposite. It will be opposite condition. So condition is completely opposite here. Now comes to the impact. क्या होता है भाई ये what El Nino, La Nina. Now we are talking about El Nino and La Nina in such a way that इसका impact तो बहुत होगा फिर. Now what will have impact? What will have that El Nino impact? How El Nino comes to India? How El Nino comes to India? This is very important. देखो ये जो मैप मैं दिखा रहा हूँ ना, ये जो मैप, राइट, यहाँ से कुछ वाटर ना through here. See this warm water, then it will flow like this, and from here it will reach to all the way. I will show it here. I will show you here in this map. Yes, in this map you can see the warm water all the way from here is the direct passage. Through this direct passage that will flow all the way to the Indian Ocean. Better to I will draw the diagrams. Better I will draw the diagrams so that it will have more understanding. Let me draw it. Now so I will draw, here is here, let's say Africa, here is Arabian Peninsula, and Indian landmass is here, Australia is here, South America is here, right. Or let's say I will draw South America here, South America here. Now see, let's say ये हो गया आपका world map. Now the warm water, El Nino means what? This is your South America, this would be Africa, India, OCS, Australia. तो हो गया, right. How El Nino, see, in El Nino the warm water which flows here, the warm water, El Nino means what? South America coast will have warm water. There would be what? Warm water. This warm water, right, it will flow like this to reach Indian Ocean. To reach what? Indian Ocean. यहाँ पे पहुँच जाता है. Now this warm water, when it reaches to Indian Ocean, here it will rise the temperature. What? It will rise the temperature. And it raise the temperature, or you may say the range of temperature. But the rising temperature will happens here. Why? As the temperature, because the warm water is coming, so that is why this region the water temperature will improve. As the water temperature is increasing, right, and in India the summer condition is going on. In India the summer condition is going on. India पे क्या हो रहा है? Summer हो रहा है अभी, right. That means monsoon होगा. That means summer means what? We are having the monsoon time. We are having what? Monsoon time. The monsoon time we need Indian Ocean to be cooler Indian Ocean, not warmer Indian Ocean. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଧ୍ୟାନ से मन रखियो monsoon time रे आमे एक्सपेक्ट करू ये जो सदर्न इंडियन ओशन अच्छी ये कूल रहिले बेटर ये जेते कूल रहिबो सेते मॉनसून भलो हबो राइट ये जो पार्ट रही हमर ये जेते कूल रहिबो सेते मॉनसून पई भलो बट जदी ए रीजन रु इफ the warm water from this region comes and reaches and ये region रे temperature बढ़ाउची that is not a good sign for the Indian monsoon that is not a good sign for the Indian monsoon why because we need a cool Indian Ocean southern Indian Ocean why because the cooler surface will have higher what it will have what let's say if it will be cool then it will be high pressure so it is the high pressure this region is having what low pressure this region is having what low pressure we are having low pressure in the Indian region this subcontinent will be turned into complete low pressure region isn't it so we need a strong high pressure in the southern Indian Ocean a strong high pressure where in the southern Indian Ocean and that high pressure will be formed because of cold water because of what cold water we need cool water we need cold water but agar El Nino year chal raha hai if it is El Nino year then this warm water will comes and that will disturb this mascarene high here is a high pressure called mascarene high on the what the eastern part on the of Madagascar this region is your Madagascar region here is mascarene high the region is called as mascarene high itself a high pressure तो ये हाई प्रेशर जेते बनिबो the wind will flow like this the wind will flow like this the wind will flow like this right the wind will flow like this तेणु करके ये रीजन रे हाई प्रेशर रहिबा बहुत ही जरूरी जदी इंडिया रे स्ट्रांग मॉनसून चाहूच राइट किंतु जदी कोनोसी प्रकार ये वाटर आसिक एठी पहुंची गला that will disturb that high pressure and the pressure gradient will reduce what will happens this warm water will reduce pressure gradient this will reduce what pressure gradient if that will reduce the pressure gradient or when it reduces the pressure gradients the monsoon will reduce monsoon will also reduce monsoon भी कम हो जाएगा इंडिया में राइट होप यू आर गेटिंग मी तो ये monsoon भी इंडिया रे कोन होइजबो कम होइजबो because as I said the point is that we need a cooler surface here for the good monsoon we need the southern Indian Ocean to be cool and high pressure let the high pressure to be more stronger so that there would be more pressure gradient and India will experience a good monsoon and the healthy monsoon but El Nino time re kon huye this warm water from all the way of the Pacific Ocean that will reaches to the southern part of Indian Ocean that will warm this surface and the high pressure weakens and the high pressure what weakens so this is the reason how El Nino affects our monsoon right सबको समझ में आ गया एवरीबॉडी दोज हु आर वाचिंग मी राइट ये तो समझ में आ गया कि हाउ एल नीनो इज इंपैक्टिंग आवर मॉनसून राइट इज दिस क्लियर टू ऑल राइट सो हियर आई कैन show you that this is the monsoon map here you can see the El Nino and La Niña condition this is the El Nino condition this warm water passes through the direct passage to all the way to the what Indian Ocean so here you can see the what water circulation that is the positive phase and this would be water circulation negative phase or the El Nino condition right now so El Nino times these are the figure you can see you can have the look how these figures looks like El Nino and La Niña so this is how El Nino impact the Indian Ocean now the point is that whether El Nino is the sole factor that reduce the monsoonal rainfall in India no there is also Madden Julian there is also Indian Ocean dipoles there is also La Niña condition there is also other factors as well like the heating of Tibetan plateau like the your jet stream how much strong is your jet stream so बहुत सारे points है monsoon right? Monsoon is having so complex. In last session I also told the same thing, that monsoon is not depends, monsoon does not depends on a single factor. It depends so much of factors, they are coming together and putting the result to us, right? Human body is working is because of 7 criticals, or we are having what critical organs, they are, there is, but cumulatively they are functioning as a unit. So this is how, so monsoon function as a unit. So let's see now. El Nino, hope everybody is aware how this El Nino. Now El Nino times, what would be atmospheric circulation during the El Nino time? Let's say this is your El Nino time. Atmospheric circulation, see the atmospheric circulation during the El Nino. How, what happens to the atmosphere in the Pacific Ocean? In the Pacific Ocean during the El Nino time, what happens? See, so this is the circulation of the Pacific Ocean. As I said, during the El Nino time, right, this region will rightly your, what, this is your El Nino condition, right? And that is why if it is El Nino condition, so what will be happens? The Eastern Pacific Ocean, right, the Eastern Pacific Ocean will have low pressure, this region will have low pressure. Let me draw the circulation better to be here. Now what would be atmospheric circulation? Now let me draw here circulation for you. यहाँ पे अच्छे से ड्रॉ कर देंगे. Atmospheric circulation, El Nino and atmospheric circulation in Pacific Ocean. Now see, this would be your South America, right? This is your South America. This would be your Australia. Let's say, suppose, let's say Australia. I am saying suppose, what would be atmospheric circulation? And this is one is here Pacific Ocean. Now El Nino time, here would be warm water, means the low pressure. The opposite side, there would be high pressure. This region will have high pressure. Definitely this would be the condition. Definitely this would be the condition. In this condition, as because of this low pressure, the air will ascend like this. The air will ascend like this, the making the region upper atmospheric high pressure, and that will diverge the air, right? Upper atmospheric low pressure, then air will descend. Air will what? Descend and making the region high pressure, then again air will flow like this. So this would be the what? Atmospheric circulation. This would be atmospheric circulation. Now why air is ascending? Air is ascending here. Then why here is descending? Here air is what? Descending. Wherever air descends, that will result in turns into high pressure. क्योंकि यहाँ पे कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ जाएगा, राइट? द एयर कंसंट्रेशन विल इंक्रीजेस, और यहाँ पे कंसंट्रेशन कम हो रहा है. हियर व्हाट? द कंसंट्रेशन कम हो रहा है. सो दिस इज द सर्कुलेशन. दिस इज एटमॉस्फेरिक सर्कुलेशन, और दिस इज नेगेटिव फेज. दिस इज व्हाट? नेगेटिव फेज ऑफ वाकर सर्कुलेशन. नेगेटिव फेज ऑफ वाकर सर्कुलेशन और साउदर्न ओशन ऑसिलेशन. Now what is Walker circulation? Walker circulation means circulation, that is what? The atmospheric circulation over the Pacific Ocean. The atmospheric circulation over the Pacific Ocean. What? This is atmospheric circulation over the Pacific Ocean. Over the Pacific Ocean, the atmospheric circulation would be like this in case of El Nino. In the case of what? El Nino, right? And if this region is high pressure, for say, and this region is high pressure, means what? This whole region would be high pressure. That means if India is here, so your Bay of Bengal, all this region, Indonesia region will have high pressure. If this region will have high pressure, obviously we will have also, it's not a good sign for India, and that is why there would be no such good rainfall in the India. So this would be the what? Atmospheric circulation over the Pacific Ocean in case of El Nino. In the case of El Nino. But in the case of La Nina, we will just reverse it. We will just reverse it. The atmospheric circulation during the time of La Nina, we will what? Only we need to reverse the circulation pattern. Let's say here is Australia, as I said. Again we will draw the South America is here. In case of La Nina, this region will have high pressure, and the region will have La Nina time, sorry, correct me. Just a minute. the region will have low pressure, right? Why? Warm water. Because of what? Warm water. That means La Nina time this region will have what? Cold water, and because of the cold water the region will have high pressure. If this is low pressure, that means all the region Indonesia, India, all this will have low pressure, and the low pressure means air will ascend, making the region high pressure. It will move to the low pressure upper atmospheric, then it will descend, and from the high pressure the air will move like this. This would be the atmospheric circulation. The atmospheric circulation will happens like this. The atmospheric circulation will happens like this. This circulation is your what? Positive phase of circulation. This is called positive phase of Walker circulation. What? Walker circulation positive phase. The diagram only we need to what? Explain why this region low pressure, because of warm water. From where the warm water comes? Let's say this region is having warm water. What? The region is having warm water. भाई कहाँ से आया? Because of trade wind. Where? The trade winds is coming like this. The trade winds is coming like this. The trade winds, right? This trade winds will have friction. तो इन्होंने सारे warm water को लाए यहाँ पे pile up कर दिया. So this will have, right? Hope you are getting me, right? So this is the reason that this region will have low pressure and the region will have high pressure. This is positive phase of Walker circulation. So Pacific Ocean oscillation, that is why in the negative and positive phase दोनों को अगर हम मिला देंगे, if we merge together, we will say the Walker circulation or oscillation, Pacific Ocean oscillation. Oscillation means what? जा रहा है फिर आ रहा है, मतलब changing of the direction. Oscillates, कुछ something is oscillating. So this is what? Southern Ocean oscillation. This is also called as what? Southern Ocean oscillation. That means in the Southern Ocean oscillation we will talk about that is positive phase and नेगेटिव फेज ऑफ वाकर सर्कुलेशन. अगर हम दोनों को डिस्कस कर देंगे, दोनों को मिला देंगे, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे वाकर सर्कुलेशन और सॉदर्न ओशन ओसिलेशन. व्हाट? सॉदर्न ओशन ओसिलेशंस, दैट विल बी देयर, राइट? सो दिस वुड बी द सॉदर्न ओशन ओसिलेशन. सो दोनों को अगर हम मिला देंगे, पॉजिटिव फेज एंड नेगेटिव फेज. दिस पॉजिटिव फेज एसोसिएटेड विथ ला लीना. When this phase, that means positive phase, if the positive phase is going on, that means India will have what? Good rainfall. India will have what? Good rainfall. That means I am talking about monsoon, your monsoon. Monsoon India पे अच्छा होगा. तुम फिर पूछोगे सर क्यों होगा अच्छा, क्यों होगा, राइट? चलो फिर यहाँ पे और एक थोड़ा सा डायग्राम बना के दिखा देता हूँ. Now let's say here is your Africa. Here is your Africa, क्योंकि इंडिया हमें इधर मैंने इंडिया लिख बना लिया, इंडिया, राइट? So here is your India. If this region is high pressure, upper atmospheric is what? Region is low pressure, upper atmospheric high pressure. So upper atmospheric low pressure, air will descend. This region will have what? It will have high pressure. The region will have high pressure. I mean, this southern Indian Ocean will have strong high pressure. Will have what? Strong high pressure. This strong high pressure will flow more air mass, I would say moisture, towards the Indian subcontinent, towards the what? Indian subcontinent. And that is why on the ground it will flow like this, circulation will be there complete. So this high pressure, as the air descend here, क्योंकि air जहाँ पे descend करता है high pressure, if the region is having high pressure, if this region is having high pressure and this region is having low pressure, obviously air will flow from the high pressure to the low pressure, right? So this is how the pressure gradient, that would be through the pressure gradient, that would be what? Through the pressure gradient. And because of the pressure gradient the air will flow, and this flow will leads to what? More monsoon or the frequent monsoon on the Indian subcontinental region, right? On the Indian subcontinental region. and this is how the linkages, we will have the Pacific Ocean is having linkages to the Indian Ocean. As this region having is low pressure, that means the Western Pacific region, the Western Indian Ocean will have high pressure, and in India and subcontinent this is low pressure. That is why there would be flow of the air mass, which will bring heavy rainfall to the Indian subcontinent, because all the moisture is coming away all the way from the Indian Oceans, southern part of Indian Ocean to the central part of this part, right? And that is why this is very important. Tenu kariki aku jodi ame dekhiba, this is how ke linkages, this is what the linkages, this is what the linkages I am talking about, ke how it is linked, केमिति ये पूरा लिंक्ड है कि रही पैसिफिक ओशन एंड इंडियन ओशन ताको हमें देखिले, राइट? जेमिति कि ये सर्कुलेशंस मु ऑलरेडी डिस्कस करी छी. हियर यू कैन सी द सर्कुलेशन इन अदर फॉर्म्स आमे देखि परिबा सर्कुलेशन. सी जो सर्कुलेशन तम मन को मु एबे देखौथली, एंड द सेम सर्कुलेशन हियर यू कैन सी आल्सो, सेम सर्कुलेशन यू कैन सी हियर, राइट? यू कैन सी हियर द सर्कुलेशन. सी मु तुमको कौन कही, मु कही हियर इज व्हाट साउथ अमेरिका कोस्ट, हियर इज साउथ अमेरिका कोस्ट, राइट? हियर इज व्हाट, this is what La Nina condition, the condition I was talking about just a few minutes ago. Here this region will have what, your low pressure. As the low pressure, air is ascending, here air is what, descending, air is descending, that means the region is having high pressure, the region is having high pressure, it will flow the air. Now here is air is coming, and the Africa coast, it is descending, making the region high pressure. The diagram which we draw it just a few minutes ago, and here you can see the two cell, here is cell 1, here is cell 2 in the Indian Ocean, and India is here. You can see the figure जो हमने दिखाया था, मैंने बनाया था, right? ये वाला figure आप देख सकते हो. This is how circulation happens. Oh, this is a large circulation. देखो ये जो circulation ना, that is why any kind of climatic change in the Pacific Ocean will have whole world impact. That will have impact on the whole world. Why? As I said, that will have worldwide impact, because the point is that because Pacific Ocean is 2/3 of the world, as Pacific Ocean is the 2/3 of the world, अगर वहाँ पे कुछ भी चेंज होगा ना, जैसे वो एटमॉस्फेरिक चेंजेस हो जाए, सी सरफेस टेम्परेचर हो जाए, पैसिफिक ओशन का पॉल्यूशन हो जाए, कुछ भी हो जाए, so that will have world impact, as I said, because that is having so much of extensive land, that is so vast, the land is having so vastness. Obviously any small change will have the impact on the repercussion of the rest part of the world as well. That is why this part, Pacific Ocean, is always subject to the study and the interest of the meteorologist and the climatologist and the geomorphologist, geographer. Every person do have interest, and they show the interest to study the Pacific Ocean because of the massiveness, because of its what, massiveness, rightly as I said, because of its massiveness के वजह से, correct? यहाँ से आप देख सकते हो normal year and El Nino year. Again I am repeating this figure, you can see. Then I will comes to the Indian Ocean dipole, right? Next I will comes to Indian Ocean. जिसका भी doubt है ना कुछ भी, you can ask me. I am also watching your comments. Right, I am also watching your comments. So this is how. Now next we will comes to, so here you can see the El Nino condition, the La Nina condition. So this is how the condition we have talked about, El Nino and La Nina condition, right? Both the condition we have, right, rightly done it, both the condition, right, both the condition हमने देख लिया. चलो फिर, now we will comes to the Indian Ocean dipole. Now what is Indian Ocean dipole? Now we will comes to Indian Ocean dipole. How Indian Ocean dipoles that impacts the monsoon. What? That impact the monsoon. how Indian Ocean dipole impacts the monsoon. That is also important point. We need to also talk to, and we also need to know, okay, what exactly the Indian Ocean, how that is impacting, right? We also need to know that. Now see, the Indian Ocean dipole. Dipole means dual pole. Dual means end. Pole matlab what? End. So this is one end, this is other end of Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean is having two ends. Indian Ocean is having what? Two ends. So one end is here, as I said, right? This is one end and this one is other end of Indian Ocean. That is why two poles, dual pole. So this one and this one, two pole. Now comes to what is positive and what is negative. So Indian Ocean dipole basically is a sea surface temperature phenomenon. Basically is what? Basically is a sea surface temperature phenomenon. It's a sea surface temperature phenomenon. If I would say, if this region is having warm water, this is positive phase. If this region is having warm water, this is negative phase. What? Negative phase. Now if this region is having warm water, this would be your positive phase. That means I would say positive phase. अगर यहाँ पे warm water आ गया तो that would be your negative phase. That would be your negative phase. If this region is having warm water, the positive phase of Indian Ocean will leads to good monsoon. Will leads to what? That is the good monsoon. Now why? Because अगर यहाँ पे warm water है तो more moisture will comes. More moisture will come from all the way from this Western Indian Ocean to India. So because this wind will bring the moisture, bring moisture. It will bring what? Moisture, and that is why this moisture will cause good rainfall over the Indian subcontinent. Over the what? Indian subcontinent. This will cause what? Good monsoon, what? Rainfall over the subcontinent. That is why we need to have the positive phase. Now ध्यान से सुनिए बे, if Indian Ocean dipole positive phase means sea surface temperature in this region is more. Sea surface temperature on the western. That means when I say positive phase, that means I am talking about this region is more temperature. What? More warm water. Warm water. And that is why here would be also good rainfall. What? Good rainfall. This will happens. Now this is happens, right? This is how the system goes on. Now the point to be noted here, that if Indian Ocean positive or Indian Ocean positive phase, Indian Ocean dipole positive phase is going on, in the meantime La Nina condition plus La Nina condition is equal to flood in India. Equal to what? Flood in India. Why? India will experience heavy rainfall. ये पॉजिटिव फेज इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल पॉजिटिव फेज मतलब रेनफॉल अधिक होबो. La Nina also causes rainfall, so there would be positive and positive, so India will have heavy मतलब flood condition. There would be more flood condition will be in the India. Let's say this Indian Ocean dipole negative phase is going on, negative phase, and La Nina, so it will be what? Neutral. It would be what? Neutral. This would be neutral because यहाँ पे ज़्यादा rainfall, ये कम बोल रहा है, तो neutral. It would be न्यूट्रल कंडीशन. अगर ये नेगेटिव हो गया फिर एलिनो आ गया इस साइड, तो फिर ड्रॉट कंडीशन, देन इक्वल टू ड्रॉट इन इंडिया. इट वुड बी व्हाट? ड्रॉट इन इंडिया, राइट? दैट वुड बी ड्रॉट इन इंडिया. होप यू आर गेटिंग मी. दैट वुड बी व्हाट? ड्रॉट इन इंडिया. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? दैट वुड बी व्हाट? ड्रॉट इन इंडिया, right? So that will have what? Drought condition in India. So that is why we have to also remember that one. So this, right? So that is why better to say is that we need a healthy Indian Ocean dipole. That means positive phase of Indian Ocean dipole is good for the Indian monsoon, and the negative phase means this region will have warm water. In the negative phase, this region will have warm water. That means comparatively this region will have cool water. Here we will have cool water. Correct? Done. So this will be, so this is how you have to remember the things. Here you can see the negative phase and the positive phase of Indian Ocean dipole. This is negative phase, this one is positive phase of Indian Ocean dipole, right? This would be what? Negative phase, and in the negative phase, as I said, the negative phase will have what? Less rainfall. This one we have already talked it, मतलब हमें पहले से discuss कर लिया. In the negative phase, we will have what? Less rainfall. Less rainfall, right? In the positive phase, we will have good rainfall. We will have what? Good rainfall. Why so? In the positive phase, good rainfall because of more moisture. Because of what? It will have more moisture. It will have more moisture. Here would be less moisture. Here would be what? Less moisture. Right. So this is the reason के positive phase, the Indian Ocean dipole positive phase, that means good monsoon. Negative phase, less monsoon. That depends upon the amount of moisture we are having, or we are getting all the way or all the across from the Indian Ocean. So that is why these two is very important concept, that Indian Ocean dipole. Agar if Western Indian Ocean is having cool surface, it's a negative phase. Now one thing you have to remember also, if it is negative phase, that means the Bay of Bengal will have more tropical cyclone. Bay of Bengal will have more tropical cyclone. This region will have more Willy, more typhoon, more Baigus, all will be there. But if it is positive phase, that means your Western Indian Ocean will have more tropical cyclone, like the Arabian Sea. This region will have more tropical cyclone will form. Right, this is also one relation. Like in case of El Nino and La Nina, let's say in the case of El Nino and La Nina that we were discussing, let's say this is the La Nina condition and the El Nino condition. In the La Nina condition, what will happen? We will have more tropical cyclone. During the El Nino cyclone, India will have less tropical cyclone. India will have what? Less tropical cyclone. So this is also one of the correlation that you can establish, how tropical cyclone also, how they are linking, right? If this is the La Nina condition is going on, that means the Bay of Bengal will have more tropical cyclone. But during the El Nino condition, what happens? That Arabian Sea receives, Arabian Sea experience more tropical cyclone. That is also you have to remember that, as I said, if this is La Nina condition, so that means your Bay of Bengal will have more tropical cyclone, like as I said, in the negative phase of Indian Ocean dipole, or in what? Negative phase of Indian Ocean, Indian Ocean dipole, IOD, right? Or that means in this case, that means La Nina ho jaye or negative phase of Indian Ocean dipoles, Bay of Bengal will have more tropical cyclone. More tropical cyclone. But when it comes to El Nino, right, or positive phase of Indian Ocean dipole, So Arabian Sea will have more tropical cyclone. Arabian Sea will have more tropical cyclone, right? Arabian Sea will have more tropical cyclone. So this is the relation you have to also remember, okay, how the tropical cyclones relation between El Nino, La Nina in Indian Ocean, and also that, as I said, right. So this is positive phase of Indian Ocean dipoles, negative phase El Nino, La Nina condition we have discussed in detail, right? The details about how they are affecting our systems, monsoon, right? So this is how as the monsoon is going on, the present condition is that what we are having, the monsoon has arrived, and the condition is La Nina, and the condition. So this year we are having which condition? is a La Nina condition. तो IMD ने पहले से बोल दिया था कि भाई देखो, the year 2025 is going to be 2024 and 2025 both the year is what? La Nina year. So monsoon क्या होगा? Good monsoon. We will have what? Good monsoon. And MSP also बढ़ा दिया government ने. Government has also increased the MSP so that there would be more production. People will have more production. There would be robust production of the food grains. We would not have any shortage of the food grains for the food security, national food security Act 2013. So that would be also there. So that is why we are also having this, right? So we are also having this. Done. So ये पूरा detail discuss कर दिया हमने. El Nino, La Nina, how they are impacting, right? How they are impacting the monsoon patterns of India, the monsoonal rainfall of India, right? So this is detail we have discussed, and hope this lesson will definitely help you. And in the upcoming, but there would be also number of lesson will be there, which will have based on the concept and which is current situation, that would be also linked to the current situations, the current scenario, right? So with this, I will end the today's session. Thank you everyone. Namaste and good night to all.